back here at Brampton Memorial Arena for Game 2 of the International Friendly Series between Australia and the Arena Lacrosse League All-Stars. Hello again, Lance Wynn here. Thanks for joining us. And yesterday, of course, the All-Stars won in convincing fashion, but there will be some different faces in today's lineup. Well, the Aussies took away plenty of positive things from yesterday's matchup, and of course the process continues for Australia as they look to improve every game and get used to the competition they will see at the World Indoor Lacrosse Championships taking place in Utica, New York next week. Starting goaltenders for Australia, it'll be Colin Jeffrey that gets the call. For the All-Stars, it'll be Lucas Coote. Officials for today's game, the crew chief is Delaney DuPont. She's joined by Fast Eddie Fines and Jacob Singleton as we get set to go here. And of course, last night it was a 22-12 final, and some different faces in the lineup for the Arena Lacrosse League All-Stars include Luke Van Scheppen, the two Haig brothers in Ryan and Gareth. They're out there offensively. Parker Pfeiffer returns, as well as John St. John. Jake McNabb out there offensively. First shot stopped by Jeffrey. Loose ball picked up in the crease, and not able to grab a hold of it was Ashby Dennis. Repossession again, and another good save by Jeffrey. And here come the Aussies with their first offensive touch. So right off the bat, the All-Stars putting on some pressure. We'll see what kind of adjustments the Aussies make as they look towards Game 2 in their continuous process. Broken stick left in the corner early in this one, trying to make a move. Good defensive help, collapsing there. And defensively for the Arena Lacrosse League, they've got some good defenders. Patrick Thompson back, loses his stick there. Gets some help though, and it's Colin Matthews getting the job done over the timeline. Wes Whitlow also making his return. Kyle Dawson out there for the first time. He'll shuttle down to that left crease spot. Thompson trying to find it, 10 on the shot clock. Jordan Dance, the dancer, takes it in, tries to feather it in the corner. Going to need a quick shot, and that's through the crease. So Jordan Dance out there for the first time for the All-Stars. Wes Whitlow back. Heron Snow also back. And Alex Q, the transition extraordinaire out there, wearing number 55 for the All-Stars. That shot missed wide of the mark. Good job of swinging it around and looking for an opening. Matthew Wood. Wood tried to let that go, had that block, goes off the glass, and it's picked up and played up by Christopher Plum, and that one will get checked out, so a fresh clock will belong to the Aussies. And again, one of the main rule changes with the Arena Lacrosse League coming this December will be the 30-20 second shot clock. So not a full reset. It'll go to 30 initially and then go to 20 on the next reset. Aussies looking inside. Nothing doing there. Good job defensively as Nick Ellerton back again. He was in the lineup last night. That shot wide of the mark. Going to have to hurry, keep it over the timeline, do a good job. That shot on net, steered aside. And Lucas Coote, of course, an All-Star in the Arena Lacrosse League here. And now the All-Stars to work in the offensive end. So St. John will filter out left side. Jake McNabb has room here, tried to go to the far side, wide of the mark, and that went up and out of play. And now the Aussies will look to counter. Luke Van Scheppen also newly into this all lineup. Good drop pass. That one's knocked down on another good play. And the All-Stars move it back with Van Scheppen. Has Matthews with him. St. John's filters late. Whitlow on the far side. Whitlow, quick shot. Back, tried to feather it across, but couldn't connect with Matthews. That'll be through the crease. And possession will belong now to the Golden Green. Doing a good job of lugging it over the timeline is Toby Templeton. Templeton had a notion, tried to get it over to Wood. Wood couldn't handle that. Instead, it's going to be Q. Q covers a lot of ground in a hurry as he makes his way into the offensive end. Fends off one, takes a shot. Good save by Jeffrey. Picks up his own rebound, fresh 30, and McNabb will reset the offensive clock for the All-Stars. Delayed penalty coming here to the Aussies. And net empty, extra attacker out there. McNabb had that knocked down, and so the Arena Lacrosse League will go to their first power play of this game. In last night's contest, they were able to go 1 for 3 with the man advantage. When I had a chance to speak with the coaching staff, of course, they were extremely impressed with the speed of the game yesterday. That's one of the big things. They were also, it was about transition for them, something that had taken them a while. They hadn't really experienced what that looked like in full effect, and their experience at the Man Cup, seeing it and then now getting a chance to play it, whole different story. Stepping in, dance, shot right on. Jeffrey there does a good job, lofts the outlet pass, and the Aussies do a great job getting it into the offensive end. Lucas Parsons, he's going to run and burn some clock here. Wrong stick side, dumps it off, and looks like we're going to have another penalty called, and it looks like it's going to go against the Aussies. So making the head over there is Templeton. He's going to head to the penalty box. So an illegal cross-check, the call there, and now 2 men down in a scoreless game. Minute 35 left in the initial power play. So St. John, it looks like Ellerton's going to be the safety on this 4. They'll go 4-on-3 with the box setup. So Pfeiffer, McNabb, Haig, and St. John, and that's a pretty formidable 4 out there. McNabb, take that, rings it off the post. St. John fakes that, dumps it back down, stepping in, up, down. Good save, Jeffrey, picked up again, dumped over. Haig now will work it, corral it, another fresh clock. So at their will of the Arena Lacrosse All-Stars, that shot again stopped by Jeffrey, scooped up in the crease and pocketed neatly and nicely by the Fife dog, as Parker Pfeiffer picks up his first of the game. Now Pfeiffer had a big game yesterday. He had 3 goals, 6 assists, 9 points, and starts things off well here. And you can just see that's just a good heads-up play. And that's one of those little things that if you don't get a chance to do in game form and game speed, it takes some getting used to. Along with the transition game, they were explaining to me that in Australia there's really only one facility for them to play in. It's an outdoor box, and the latches on the box don't move up and down like they do here. They're actually slide bolts. So the time that it takes to open and close the door are different, and their surprise was how frequently and how the doors are held here in this game, and how they swing them so freely and openly without actually locking them. So to work here is Matthew Wood. So Matthew and Lucas Wood both in this lineup. That shot from way out as the All-Stars do a good job to push that offense further out, and Chris Veltman will move it up to Whitlow with 40 seconds left in the man advantage. So second power play unit out there, McNabb, Dawson, Whitlow, dance. That shot right on, stopped by Jeffrey and Pfeiffer. So once again, another formidable unit. Good work as the big man sliding down, and Landels dumps it off. Looking in, quick shot, and good save made there by Coot as he had to slide to his left. Going to have to hurry to get it over, and they do a good job as Heron Snow back in the lineup again today. St. John zipped that across. Pfeiffer and St. John, 2 men. Another quick shot saved by Jeffrey. Jeffrey's been good so far. That ball loose in the dotted half circle, picked up by Winnan. Winnan was the man yesterday as Jesse Winnan pocketed 4 goals for his team to lead the way for the Aussies. They'll give way now and set up their offense. Tyler Reynolds, he'll dump it off. They'll work it around that left side. Too much bounce on that shot, and the right idea by Ryan Hockey, just not the right execution, and now it'll come the other way with the All-Stars. Under 8.5 to go here, opening quarter. Whitlow, backhand, and that's Whitlow's thing, I tell you. Had one yesterday, had another one today, as Whitlow ups the all lead to 2-0. Whitlow had 2 goals, 4 assists, so 6 points in yesterday's game, and one of them was a backhand bullet. This one equally as good, and you can see the angle. So to be able to pick that short side, I don't even think Jeffrey expected it to be placed in that spot, but well done by Wes Whitlow, as we've seen him do it numerous times. Aussies off the draw, they control, and it'll be Matthew Wood. He'll work it down, half boards left side, set things up. They'll roll the rest of their offense out. Marcus Arambatsis chipped in with a goal last night. 7 on the shot clock. Going to have to hurry, taking a while. And that one again, a shot from way outside. Ball loose, kicked away. A little footy by the Aussies, but Colin Matthews overran that. Going to need some help from Ellerton. 2-on-2, and a good job to pull that out by Braden Panting. And my apologies to Braden. I may not have gotten his name right yesterday's game, so let's make sure we fix that. And send a shout out, of course, to all the Aussies in the land down under watching back at home. 10 on the shot clock. Again, Australia hasn't been able to get that ball into that dotted half circle that you see on the floor. That's usually your prime high percentage scoring area. And the closer you can get within that dotted half circle, the higher your percentage. Pfeiffer, he'll roll at the top. St. John will take over. They'll swing it around to the right. McNabb, that's his spot. Can't find the mark. Rebound picked up the Dancer, Jordan Dance. He lost it. Shot clock winding down, and Aussies now have a break. Chance here. Delayed penalty, going to be too many on the floor, as overshooting the top of that net was Ashby Dennis. But for the first time in this game, Australia will go on the power play with a too many men call on the All-Stars. You can see again, we talk about some of the transition, and in this day and age, these guys are the masters of it. Back in the day, it was you played offense, defense, and got off. Now you've got your specialty offensive players, your specialized defensive players, and your transition players. So the Aussies to work now with the man advantage. They'll work it around the horn. Looking to inch a little bit closer, and stepping in is Hockey. Hockey in that left shooter spot. Working on that side. Winnan lets it go, and that's a bullet. So Jesse Winnan with his first of the game. Told you he had 4 in yesterday's game. 4 and an assist. Starts things off right. A power play goal, and it's a 2-1 game. Just a good underhand here, and I tell you, I think if you're headed to the World Indoors, you're going to have to take note of this fella's shooting. It's very impressive. We've got an entire list of players and coaches, officials from the Arena Lacrosse League that will be participating in the Indoor World Championships in Utica, New York. That pass goes awry. Good play. Van Scheppen overran it and looking to get it back, but a good battle there from Parsons. Parsons will win it. Parsons going for a run. Solo, as the Aussies were changing at that time. Now they got 10 on the shot clock. Going to have to go to work. Matthew Wood, and a miscalculation there, as we'll give it right back to the All-Stars. And with 5:46 to go, I think that's going to take us to our first officials timeout. We'll take a short break. We'll be back here from Memorial Arena in Brampton. Back here set to go after our officials' timeout. Arena Lacrosse League with possession here. McNabb will slide it around, works it to St. John behind the net. Good pass play, quick stick, great save, Jeffrey. Rebound almost picked up by Haig, couldn't corral it cleanly, and now Australia will look to come away with it. They've got some breathing room, move it up over the timeline. Templeton, he'll think better of it. He'll retreat to the bench. He gives way now to Reynolds. Reynolds slide it across, works it over to Hannah Roberts, and a chance here to move it in by Hockey. Hockey can't, sets a screen, dumps it back, dying seconds, winning from way out, too far out to find any sort of mark there, and possession will go up. Good defensive hold by the Arena Lacrosse League. Jordan Dance. Good quick shot and a save made there as James Whiteford also in the lineup for the Arena Lacrosse League All-Stars. Haven't mentioned him, first time. McNabb tried to slide one, change the angle, but it went off a defender, and a good job to use both hands there, get it over the timeline by Benjamin Muxlow. Panting now will slow it down. It's just taking the Aussies a long time to get into their offensive set, but that's part of the process, part of what they have to learn. Panting looking inside, good pass, better finish. So beauty feed by Panting into Winnan. Winnan instead moves his game from way out to inside tight, and we've got ourselves a 2-2 game. So just a good job by Panting to find the open man. Winnan didn't have a whole lot of room, had a man on him. Great job on the seal. Faked the screen and did a good drop step and picked that far corner to tie the game. Off the draw and little high as Mason Kaminga out there also in his first game. So we're at the 4-minute mark here in the first quarter. And McNabb will slow it down. Dance swinging across with a skip pass to Haig. Haig, his shot right on, stopped by Jeffrey. And already we can say that the Aussies were held their own in the first quarter yesterday. It was a 5-5 game tie after one. 14-8 for the All-Stars at the half, and then it was really a 6-0 run by the Arena Lacrosse League All-Stars in the third that changed the complexion of the game. Trailing late, the Dancer right on, stopped by Jeffrey, ball loose, dotted half circle, kicked around there, and a good job to bounce out, but a little bit in panic mode was Hannah Roberts, but managed to get it back, and it's Matthew Wood. Wrong stick side, so he's going to have to peel out. Kaminga all over him, and they dump it off and get some breathing room now with Lucas Wood. Swinging around right side, 10 on the shot clock. Good zip, going to need something going here. Stepping into one, that one's knocked down again, and that's once again another good hold by the defense for the All-Stars, and now they'll move it up in a hurry. Pfeiffer. McNabb. Haig late, can't hang on to that pass. That'll go down for a violation, and the Aussies will get possession with 2.5 minutes to go here in a 2-2 game. Winnan. Good passing, creating some space, looking for the cutter. Good defense. Panting picks it up. Isolated one-on-one. He'll pull it back out with 10 on the shot clock. Swinging around to the left side. Aaron Batsis dumps it off. That shot ill-advised, not going to find the mark, and Whitefield now will counter the other way. He's got Thompson with him. Thompson, Whitefield, Thompson, back of the net. So a well-executed 2-on-1 as Patrick Thompson picks up his first goal of the game. Thompson had a goal and 2 helpers yesterday, and good job by James Whiteford to see Thompson on his right stick side, finds him perfectly, and a good quick release to beat Jeffrey for a 3-2 lead. Off the draws, he's come away with it. And a good job of bouncing around is Nathan Bell. So finally goes toward the offensive end. Of course, in the Arena Lacrosse League, that neutral zone off the draw, you can go any way. There's no line. It's not until you take it over one way or the other that you have to bring it back, carry it forward. Panting. Dying seconds of the shot clock. Illegal screen to call. That'll be no shot. And it'll belong to the All-Stars. Ellerton will get it over the timeline, set things up. Dance will hustle over to the left side, get where he's supposed to be. St. John on the isolation, has a man on him, dumps it off, gets it right back. Kick it out, Pfeiffer. He'll bounce off one and get some room, try to go sidearm, wide of the mark, and they're not able to keep that ball in the offensive end. Possession belongs to the Aussies here, final minute of quarter number one. Winning. Deep in the shot clock again. Good quick move, but ran out of real estate on a good effort by Tyler Reynolds, but came up empty-handed now. The Arena Lacrosse League with 35 seconds left, so about a 10-second differential shot in game. Alex Q leans in. Good size kick out Hay. His pass, looking for Dawson, can't connect. Aussies the other way. And we're going to have a timeout called by Team Australia with 21.6 seconds left. We'll take a quick break and we'll figure back in the mix in a sec. So back here, as you can see, the All-Stars all ready to go, and head coaches, of course, for both these teams. For the Aussies, Adam Smith is the head coach. He's assisted by Wade Hammond and Jai Arambatsis. For this version of the Arena Lacrosse League All-Stars, head coach, and they're all head coaches, so Darcy Pallas, Ron Henry, the Mouser, of course, and Steve McCarthy. So Aussie's taking a little more time than usual, and that's part of putting together an international friendly. Just want to throw out there that this Australian team, all these guys funded this trip on their own, so they don't get any government support or nothing along those lines. It's strictly on an individual basis, anywhere from $50,000 to $20,000, and that's pretty impressive dedication. So they'll let this one wind down and go for the last shot. 10 on the game clock. Got to go now. Aussies are going to wait. 5. Dying seconds, wrong stick side, and they had the right guy in Whitten, but not the right location. We have played one quarter here at Brampton Memorial Arena. It's a 3-2 game. We'll be back with the second. Welcome back here as we get set for the second quarter. 3-2 game in favor of the Arena Lacrosse League All-Stars in a tight affair, very similar to last night's game. And it's nice to see that Australia has certainly made some adjustments. This Arena Lacrosse League team, of course, like yesterday's team, first time these guys have played together. They played against each other for a number of seasons, but they have not played as a collective unit, and that makes a big difference as far as chemistry goes. Last night it was the same scenario, and it wasn't until about the third quarter where the All-Stars sort of found their comfort level and offensively made a difference. So Alex Q now in transition will leg it over the timeline. He'll look for St. John, but backpedal till he's got some help in McNabb. Jake McNabb. He'll survey everything one-on-one, dumps it right down, tried to flip to Haig. Haig couldn't convert. Jeffrey's got enough of that. And now a reset. We'll work it to St. John. St. John with Haig on that side, got it back, but it popped out of his pocket. Good job to corral it by McNabb. Could step into that, goes underhand. That one right on. Jeffrey right on the mark, and going to be up to the Aussies now to move it across the line. They'll wait for the rest of their unit now, and it's Pante. Half boards on the right. Looking for a screen. Looking to get it back. Quick shot, wide of the mark. Rebound to Panting, and another fresh 30. So Aussies with winning on this side. Looking for an opening, and that one gets knocked down. Overrun. A good job, though, by Coot to pick that up, and a good outlet pass will send away the all. Thompson. No look pass, zips across, gets it back. Working it down low, Pfeiffer. Gets a screen from Kuminga, lets it go, steered aside by Jeffrey. Kuminga picks that up. It'll be another reset, and back to work on go the All-Stars. St. John dumps it back down, tiptoeing along that crease is Kuminga. Instead, the pass gets knocked down, and now a chance to move it up by the Aussies. Jack Stokes runs into a roadblock. He'll flip and retreat. Panting will bail him out. And the rest of the offense now with Matthew Wood. So Matthew and Lucas Wood, nothing working there. Van Scheppen now's got Ellerton on one side, Fife Dog on the other. Pfeiffer takes a good hit, good defense there, dumps it back out. Hagel bail his teammate out, and they'll still work with plenty of time on the shot clock. Whitlow out there on that right side. McNabb filtering late. Fife Dog going for the crease dunk. It rolls right across the arm. Good save by Jeffrey. And now the Aussies with a chance. 2-on-1. Have numbers. Wrong stick side. Good switch shot. Stopped though by Coot. So you could see that. Had to get over on the right stick side a little earlier, but good recognition to try their best to get where they should be to increase their scoring angle. Either way now it's Dance. Jordan Dance ducks in. Tried to go far side, wide of the mark. McNabb, no reset on the play. He'll try to duck in. Good cross-checking. Good job defensively by the Aussies. McNabb, corner. So he is the master of making adjustments, as he will change the angle a number of different ways just to find the one that works best. And this one was sort of a half sidearm. Does a good job of taking a little off and parking it right into that far corner. You saw him feel out with a few other shots, and this one here, you see him size it up, go to the bounce far corner for his first of the game. Just under 11 and a half minutes to go here in this first half. Off the draw. Aussies do a good job. Jeffrey gets it, and a good bullet pass up here. And what's wrong with you? Panting. Takes a good sidearm. Stopped by Coot. Two good saves by Coot. And Ellerton now. Haig So Ryan and Gareth on this wearing number 3, Ryan wearing number 2. And a good stick check there, pressure. Kick back out, tried to go far side, Panting got a piece of that. Jeffrey handled the rest, and now numbers for the Aussies, back door. Chance here to lean in, wrong stick side, that went off the helmet. So as Lendel's tried to take advantage, instead ball sits there, Thompson will knock it, we'll have a delayed penalty coming here, and it'll be to Australia, too many on the floor. So for the third time in this game, the Arena Lacrosse League will have the man advantage. They are 1 for 2 on the power play. You see that crease dive attempt there by Haig, but Jeffrey's made some adjustments too from yesterday's game. He came in the second half and did a really good job against this formidable lineup. So St. John at the top. You've got Dance on the interchange. He'll work to the top. Inside tight. That goes off the crossbar. That's a live ball. Good job by Dance to go airborne off the head of the stick of McNabb. Aussies now with a chance here on the run. Ashby Dennis. Dennis in alone, goes off the post. Ball loose. Kaminga now is going to pick it up. And a quick pass to St. John. So first power play unit, second unit now out. Whiteford out, as is Haig, working with Pfeiffer, St. John, and McNabb. Lots of room. Haig looking for the short side, picks up the rebound, tries to go far side, couldn't, no reset. And there is a reset on the play. And now McNabb into the final minute of this power play. Backhand pass. Whiteford finds McNabb. McNabb kicks it back out. St. John. McNabb, two-man game, tried to go down low. Good save. Picked up, and one more time, it's Dennis. Dennis, good lead pass ahead. Templeton finds the mark. So a short-handed marker for the Aussies. Closes the gap now to 4-3. Great job by Templeton, but really we've seen Dennis do this twice. First time he couldn't score, but great pass there and beauty fake to go far side, near side to beat Lucas Coot. And with 9 minutes to go, just 40 seconds left in the man short for the Aussies as they continue to battle here and try and kill this penalty. Wood, he'll swing it around. Wood to Wood. In the mix is Reynolds. Reynolds from way out, can't find the mark. And that's going to go the other way as we're under 8.5 to go here in the second quarter. Dance. So 2 seconds left. The penalty going for the crease dive, and Pfeiffer stopped. Double team in there as Dennis trying to work his way out. Going to have to hurry, and they just get it over in time. Good job by Matthew Wood, utilizing his size to stretch over and beat the time clock. Shot from way out, wide of the mark. That's going to go up, and Karam goes right to Pfeiffer. He'll loft it up. Whiteford in alone. James Whiteford off the post. Aussies counter the other way. Dennis will pull it out. He'll retreat. And now they'll set things up. Reynolds out there with Panting on that right side. Kick back out, underhand off the leg of Van Scheppen, and Van Scheppen takes a bump, but another good job defensively by Luke Van Scheppen, and he'll look, take that pass. Van Scheppen goes to the bounce shot. So a well-earned goal by Luke Van Scheppen as he did it at both ends of the court defensively, and then takes a beauty pass and finishes on the offensive end here. You can see there, good job on the violation, the pressure, and then a great pass by Heron Snow on the money, and it's a 5-hole bounce that finds the mark. 5-3 lead for the Arena Lacrosse League All-Stars. .708 to go here in this first half. Off the draw, Aussies had it momentarily, but who else but Van Schepp in the vacuum picked that up. And now the All-Stars will set things up on the offensive end. Q has some room, ducks in and finds the corner. So Alex Q, usually on the run when he pockets his goals. This time a good job finding the short side and sneaking that one just by the pads of Colin Jeffrey. Could see Q, tough angle, and I'm not even sure Jeffrey saw that. Different release point with Alex Q with his height. So an adjustment would have had to been made as far as where the release point is. Off the draw, Kuminga will get it and move it up to Q. Whitlow. Haig tried to go short side. Rebound, shoveled right back Whitlow. So Jeffrey had to be on his game there, and he was. Good stick check, but a better job avoiding it. Templeton, 3-on-2, Aussies. Templeton shot steered aside. Colin Matthews going to get that. He's going to scoot the other way. And no shortage of speed there as they'll set things up with Whitlow. St. John has been quiet. Sends it over McNabb. St. John Karam dumps it right back down. Takes the no look, and that shot steered aside by Jeffrey. Rebound picked up. Aussies, good job to avoid one. Got to go with the flip. Going to be a tough pass. Keep it, roll, and probably should have taken that shot, but instead he'll wait as Whitten comes in, and good job by the Aussies to slow it down. Chance here, dotted circle. That one's blocked by a defender, and Coote now with an outlet. He'll lay it out for Kyle Dawson on the bounce. Dawson, he'll bounce off a check. Wait for the trailer in Haig. Haig lets it go. Good save, Jeffrey. Rebound loose. Aussies pick it up. They'll look to move it up. And they do over the timeline with Metaplay. Metaplay will give way, and now it's Matthew Wood. Inside tight, wrong stick side though, off the post. It'll come loose. Ellerton grabs it and moves it up to Thompson. Thompson has some room. Lets it go. Patrick Thompson. Beauty underhand for his second of the game. And that's just a good job there of taking what the defense gives you. They sagged back on Thompson, and he let the underhand go, found the mark. Good transition offense by the All-Stars as they didn't rush anything, but did a good job of putting some offensive pressure on the Aussies defense. And again, that was one of the things the coaching staff alluded to about the transition and being able to use both benches and be able to do it so seamlessly. And that's been, again, one of the evolutions of the game. Paul's handled by barehanded by Coote. One loft pass to Q. Q runs under it, and he'll keep it away. Q goes to the sidearm right on stop. So a good save by Jeffrey, and with 4:21 to go, that will take us to our officials' timeout. We'll take a short break. 7-3, Arena Lacrosse League All-Stars leading Team Australia. Back here after our officials' timeout. 4:21 to play in the second quarter. So teams, of course, at full strength. The Arena Lacrosse League have reeled off 3 straight to take a 7-3 lead here. And the Aussies will have possession. So they'll move it up over the timeline and set things up in the offensive end. Panting out there. He's out there along with Reynolds. Trying to work that side. Whitten is out there as well. Quick stick and well executed. Just not able to get that shot on net by Panting. Does a good job to strip Haig, but Veltman will back him up and move it up to Jordan Dance. Dance dumps it off in a hurry with a defender on him quick. And now it's Pfeiffer. Of course, Pfeiffer, one of the talented Pfeiffer family. Happy to have them in the Arena Lacrosse League, of course, showcasing what they can do. St. John's pass knocked down. Whiteford picks it up, goes to the shot, tried to sneak one through and does. So James Whiteford only had a sliver of daylight, and that's exactly where he put that ball as he pockets his first of the game, and it's an 8-3 lead now for the All-Stars. Sometimes catch a goalie off guard is to shoot when he's not expected, but it was the carom here. You can see off that deflected pass, and then Whiteford, you can tell Jeffrey thought he had hugged that post, but just a little bit of room, and that's where Whiteford put it. And now Van Scheppen off the draw. Van Scheppen goes to the bounce. So you can tell the Arena Lacrosse League All-Stars finding their offensive groove here, getting a little more comfortable with things as Van Scheppen adds to his total. That's his second of the game. This is why draws are so crucial in the box game, as you can tell between Q and Van Scheppen. No, those are two good lacrosse players, and again off the draw, Van Scheppen gets control, and now it's Snow. Haig, zip it across. Snow took his eye off it, not able to recover. He'll fight back, though, with 10 on the shot clock. Skip again, St. John. Good pass, Snow back behind, wrong stick side. Pfeiffer didn't have the right angle, and we're going to have a penalty called, and it looks like it's going to go to Lucas Parsons. So Parsons with a slash will give the All-Stars their 4th power play of the game. 1 for 3, and they've given up a shorty. So it'll be Haig, Dance, St. John, McNabb, Pfeiffer, the 5 out there for this version of the power play. Everyone got a touch. Pfeiffer tried to feather that in the far corner and said that's going to go all the way down. And a good job by the Aussies on to make a right change to make up some ground, and they got possession deep in the offensive end. They'll look to burn some clock here. Shot from way out, bounce, and almost gave Coote some trouble, but he did a good job to be positioned perfectly, and now Ellerton will give way. And that same power play unit will go out there, with the exception of Whitlow, will filter out on that right crease. Haig, work it to St. John. Final minute of the penalty. That shot right on, stopped by Jeffrey. That one, backhand attempt, was fanned on. McNabb gets it back, so they'll have some more time here. Whitlow took something off Haig. Quick stick, and Jeffrey, right place, right time, went off his pad, and he'll look to send someone away on a good outlet pass, and had a notion with Wood, but with Q looming around and his big body, probably best to leave it. 3-on-2, 4-on-2, underhand McNabb. So McNabb again goes to that same far corner with the bounce shot. Pockets his second of the game. And that will go down as their second power play goal. But this is just Jake McNabb, I tell you, master of adjustments, and he knew that he had gotten it right in his first goal after having 4 shots taken. Now he makes a little more consistent an adjustment and goes 2 for 2 with that sidearm low. Ozzy's off the draw. Winning into the final minute here of this first half. Curling around. Good hands on the skip pass. Quick shot, stopped though by Coot. Coot on his knees and still does a good job of being able to handle that. And now it's Veltman. Veltman will give way. Whitlow. Whiteford and Whitlow. Deflected, no reset, in tight queue, can't hang on to it. Ozzy's now going to try to move it up. Whitlow with a tricky stick check manages to get it back. So a good job there, and going to get a timeout called by the All-Stars with 17.1 seconds to play here. And just want to take a second to congratulate the 2024 Mann Cup winners. And this sent out, of course, from the coaching staff of the Arena Lacrosse League All-Stars. And congratulations to Warren Hill, Travis Longboat, and Justin Martin. All of them, of course, alumni of the Arena Lacrosse League. So congratulations, you guys, on a Mann Cup. For those that don't know, that is the Senior Men's Championship, Canadian Championship, as it was a 4-1 series win for John Tavares and company, legendary player and coach, as the Six Nations Chiefs claim the Mann Cup 2024. Here with 17.1 seconds left, we'll see what the All-Stars have in store here, as I imagine they'll let it get down to 10 and go from there. So St. John at the top, net empty for the extra attacker. Overload on that right side with Whitlow, McNabb, and Pfeiffer. That's where they'll go. 6. Needs something. McNabb goes to the changes the angle, but stopped by Jeffrey, and Jeffrey will try to air it out, but it gets knocked down. So we have played a half here at Brampton Memorial Arena. It's 10-3 for the Arena Lacrosse League All-Stars. We'll be back with the third. Oi. Oi. Welcome back as we get set for third quarter action. And if you were in the building and heard that traditional Aussie cheer and Aussie, 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 oi, 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 you've been privileged to some international events, you'll be familiar with that song, as these two teams, of course, locking horns here in an international friendly. This game 2 of the series. Following this game at 7 p.m., it'll be the Arena Lacrosse League Women's All-Stars taking on Team Australia in a friendly. It was the Australians beating Mimico in an exhibition game in the women's in last night's affair. That was a tight one, 7-6 the final there. So Aussies with possession here to open up the third quarter. Teams full strength, working 10 on the shot clock, and probably a good save by Veltman, but not one that he wanted to make. Chance here, looking to work its way in, but not able to hang on to it, was Reynolds, and now the All-Stars will open with possession here in the third. Whitlow, bounce offs, kicks it out. Dawson chased, backhand feed inside. Dance recovers, but gets tied up on the double team. They close that off to the Aussies. Good job, as shot clock now at 6. Scooped up, kicked back out, and now the Aussies going to try to race it over the line, and they will get it into the offensive end, and it's Muxlow. Muxlow looking for some assistance. He'll hold on to it, and now they'll work it on the right side. Winnan has 2 of the team's 3 goals. Swings it around, 5 on the shot clock, pushed way out. Matthews, and that's going to be a violation, and possession will belong to the All-Stars. And again, part of the process, but I think the coaching staff for the Aussies very happy with their starting point. Yesterday, of course, they went through game tape till 2 in the morning and tried to make some adjustments. They've certainly come out here. Hard to make adjustments, though, against a team that's almost totally different from what you faced the night before. And good job, though, as they already have improved doing some things. Chance here. Trying to go is Wood, as new goaltender in for the All-Stars is Caleb Martin. So Caleb Martin comes in for Lucas Coote. And Martin there can't stop that short side, and it's Lucas Wood that finds the mark. And it's a 10-4 game. So a good pass on the far side, I think. Managed to catch Martin a bit slow. And a good job of going to the bounce shot. Off the draws, he's had a chance. Instead, Ellerton, one hand, has a defender draped on him, but got a good shot off. And I'm checking here, calling Jeffrey out. It looks like Lucas Deshawn is in. Deshawn played the first half in last night's game. When he left the game, it was 14-8 for the All-Stars. Jeffrey came in and did a great job. That shot from way out by Panting. Couldn't find the mark, went out of the play, and possession now with just under 12 minutes to go belongs to the All-Stars. Dawson rolls off a check, swings it around. Whiteford kicked it off quick. McNabb, and going to be a delayed penalty coming, and too many on the floor is the call by Fast Eddie Fines, and it's going to go against the All-Stars. So quickly, that's going to give the Aussies their second power play opportunity of the game. They're 1 for 1. And you can see there on a good save made by Martin, but Too many on the floor. So the Aussies will make some personnel adjustments. Right now only have 4, now 5 out there. Chance here to cut the deficit in half if they can pocket one on the power play. Inching their way in. Quick shot, right on, stop. Picked up now by Matthews. Matthews now got a head of steam going. He's got Thompson with him. 2-on-1. Matthews dumps it off. Thompson, far side, stopped though by Deshawn. Picked up, and here come the Aussies looking to counter in a hurry. Anson Carter. He'll set it up and work it over. Reynolds at the top. He'll stay there. Plum now filter into that right shooter spot. Ryan Hockey out there on the left side. Quick shot, finish. So how about Lucas Wood knocking for the second time here in this game? Another power play marker, and it's a 10-5 game. So capitalizing on the power play. This here, a big save made, and sometimes it's that leads to this, and that was the case here. As you can see, sliding in back door, catching Ellerton just a bit flat-footed, and a quick shot, again short side. Veltman over the timeline. Of course, Chris Veltman, the son of Jim Veltman, legendary NLL and OLA player. You might know him as Scoop. Quick pass to McNabb, couldn't connect cleanly, and now Deshawn. Outlet pass is on the money, and good job to regather and recoup by Templeton as we're under 10.5 here. Panting out late. Team's back to full strength. Wood looking for a screen. Chase back out. Good job defensively by Justin Bragg, who haven't mentioned yet, but of course out there for the All-Stars. Shot right on by Winnan. Good save made there, and now Q dumps it off. Whitlow fakes it, puts on the brakes. Whitlow in, out, and a great save by Deshawn to keep that one out, and loose ball belongs to the gold and green. Racing over the timeline is Lucas Parsons. Took a shot wide of the mark. Go back the other way. Q will pick it up, and he'll wait for the rest of the offense now. St. John been quiet in this game. He'll work it on that left side. Kick it out, works it to McNabb. McNabb ducks in, tries to go 5-hole, stopped though by Deshawn. So I would have to give the edge as far as passing to Jeffrey, but agility certainly to Deshawn as he covers those low shots beautifully. Shows good athleticism, and another 2 men on the floor. This time it's going to go to the Aussies. So it'll be the 5th power play opportunity, I believe, or for the All-Stars. You can see this great opportunity by Whitlow, in, out, and just went off the helmet. So 2 for 4 with the man advantage, including a short-handed marker surrendered by the All-Stars. It'll be Nathan Bell that races out to serve the penalty. And now with the lead at just 5, the All-Stars to work here. McNabb out there with St. John, Dance, and Haig. Quick shot, quick finish. That's the way it's done, as Jordan Dance has made a living doing that. Doesn't take them long. Less than 20 seconds to pocket their 3rd power play goal of this game, and you can just see terrific ball movement here. And McNabb with a great pass right in the wheelhouse. And a lot of times that quick stick finish dependent totally on the pass. And a great job to feed Dance in the perfect spot for the finish. Kaminga wins the draw cleanly, and Veltman will bring it over the timeline. Whitlow. McNabb, this time far corner, but creased the call as it looked like Pfeiffer was in the crease at the time. And now not looking for that and takes a weird hop off the stanchion, and Aussies regain control. Bragg working hard. Good effort to try to get that out. Going to be tough to keep it over the tie line. Good job by Winnan to scoop that up. Shot clock could go at 5. Going to have to hurry. Matthews on him. Goes to the overhand. Good save made there by Caleb Martin. And now Q. Q burst of speed. He'll roll back. Most of the time it's a size mismatch with Alex Q. McNabb tried to go far side again. This time stopped Deshawn. Another good save as Deshawn standing tall for his team here. And the Aussies now back over the timeline in the offensive end. That one knocked down on an attempt by Stokes. And it's going to be picked up. Veltman finds Haig. Haig wrong stick side. Haig up, down, tried to go back, but that'll be a crease violation. So a good effort by Ryan Haig, but came up empty there, and now the Aussies will move it back up and set things up. Wood, swing it around, panting, get a touch, 10 on the shot clock. They'll keep it on this side as Wood and Wood not on the same page. And a broken stick will result in a chance here for the All. Quick stick, good save to Sean. Rebound picked up by Ellerton, and he'll work it back to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer will set it up Whitlow. Whitlow has some room. Whitlow, good save to Sean. Rebound Ellerton, sure-handed. He'll keep it in the offensive end, and now Pfeiffer. Swinging around Haig, has some room. Haig, lean in, put on the brakes, get it over Whitlow, dumps it in, quick stick, good save. Deshawn had that cut off. Dawson retrieved it. Fresh clock here for the All. Haig moves in, another good save by Deshawn. As we are at 6:11 to go here in this third quarter. It's 11-5. We'll take a short officials timeout. We'll be back. Back after our officials timeout. Good stern talking to head coach Adam Smith, giving some good instructions to his team to try to keep them in this one here as we inch toward the 6-minute mark here, quarter number 3. And again, 11-5 the score, but certainly not indicative. The Aussies have put up a good fight here and put together 2 and a bit fine quarters of lacrosse. Panting, looking for an opening. Shot clock now at 6. Isolation left side, bounce shot, too much bounce on the ounce, goes out of play, and it'll belong to the All-Stars. Dance will bring it over the timeline. Team's at full strength. He'll work with Whiteford on that left side. St. John filtering out late. Takes a heavy shot and great save by Deshawn, and rebound pocketed though Whitlow. So great job as Jordan Dance with a golden opportunity. Whitlow there to clean things up as he continues to put together a fine game. His second goal of this game, and you can see here, good job. Great passing, and Dance goes airborne, but Whitlow scoops that up, and I'm not sure that shouldn't have been an in the crease call, but we will cut some slack and move on, and it's a 12-5 game. Off the draw, Haig does a great job to hang on to it despite a bit of a hand grab, and now Q. He'll draw the double team, does a good job to roll away, create some space for himself. Getting chased down by James Mullins. Quick shot, and that's Haig, who just unloaded. So there was no denying Gareth Haig on that one, as he really stepped into that. Good overhand, found the mark. Give Q some credit here. He was the stabling influence here. As you see him move in, take what the defense gives him. Now that gives Haig all kinds of time. Step inside that dotted half circle, and that was nothing short of a bullet in that far corner. So violation, Mason Kaminga, and possession will belong to the Aussies. Carter. So Carter will stay out there on the right side. He'll filter through. They'll work it back to the left, and again, around the horn it goes. Hockey. Well out. Bragg will pick that up. Good bounce pass. We'll find Ellerton. 4.5 to go here, third quarter. St. John. To Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer waited too long. Good cross check. Now the Aussies have a chance. Snow jumps out. In the rush, good shot, better save. So a good chance there by Mullins, but Caleb Martin up to the task, and Whitlow gets rid of defender's stick. Snow gets rid of a defender's stick and carries on. St. John had a notion, swing it around. Snow gets it back, kick it on the swing, but looked like McNabb was covered on the play. And putting on the Jets and moving up is Templeton. Templeton still has it. Templeton, good move. Templeton on a run stop. Q couldn't corral that rebound. Still loose. Finally does. Splits two defenders. Has another one on him in Wood. Still has it. Q bounces off two. Still has it. Q tried to twist her just over the net, and the Aussies the other way. Dennis gets trapped, coughs it up. Lead pass laid out for Whiteford if he can get a hold of it, does, and picks the corner. So calm, cool, and collected is James Whiteford on a beauty outlet pass laid on the carpet nicely for him. And you can see there, good team defense, and this one is laid out. Whiteford runs under it, and a good quick move as Deshawn had only one option to commit. He did, and you see the result. Off the draw, Matthews, great hockey move. Hands, good defense, though, to track him down. So hats off to Nathan Bell, matching Matthews speed for speed and staying with him. And now it's the Dancer. Jordan Dance lets that go, deflected. Looks for his own rebound and finds it. No reset, 10 on the shot clock. Dance moves in again. That gets knocked down. Again, Dawson bails him out. Shot clock at 4. Going to need a shot quick. St. John lets it go, finds the mark. So John St. John, who has been hesitant to let it go, finally finds the shortest of short sides for his first of the game. Of course, it was St. John yesterday who had 4 goals, 3 assists, 7-point night. That's just an everyday thing for him. And this time with the shot clock winding down, had no choice but to let it go and found the perfect spot. Off the draw, Haig can't control it, and the Aussies do. Tough handoff there, read by Van Scheppen, and I tell you, no one reads it better than he does. Q in transition. He'll look to pull it out, wait for the rest of the offense now. And he finds it in Pfeiffer. Q will stay out there on that right side, working with Whitlow. Q inside, good save to Sean. Rebound, gobbled up there by the Fife dog. Swing over, Haig lets it go. So Haig went to the overhand for his first, goes to the sidearm for his second. And Gareth Haig spreads the gap now to 15-5. So once again, when we talk about these two teams and where they're at, the Arena Lacrosse League All-Stars, of course, gracious enough to become assembled and play this 2-game friendly. The Aussies are headed to Utica in the Indoor World Box Championships taking place next week, and this is their preparation, and I think the coaching staff was quite pleased that the games that they're playing are tough games against good caliber. That's the only way you're going to get better. And it gave them a chance to really sit down and go to the drawing book, so to speak, and certainly do what they're supposed to do to get better. They will see some international competition, and it'll be good. Lots of players from the Arena Lacrosse League, coaches and officials will be involved in the World Indoor Box Championships. Pfeiffer had a chance. That's going to be a crease. So an easy call made there by Jake Singleton, and used to call him the stash, but he added the beard too, so we're going to have to come up with something new. So heading into the final minute here of this third quarter. Shot, and again, no deflection. It was stick on stick. Bounce shot goes up and into the gondola. And now the Arena Lacrosse League into this final 50 seconds. Whitlow. Dance. McNabb. He'll go to that. He's the master at that. So another sharp angled far corner. This bounce shot, though, finds the top corner. So he's worked the top, he's worked the bottom. Everyone else has worked the side. And McNabb adds to his tally. That's his third of the game. And you can just see it. This is a tough shot for any goalie. Through the legs of the defender, skips off the carpet. With the spin, it actually tails back in toward that top corner. And I don't know if McNabb meant to put it there, but he sure looked like he did. Ellerton will move it up, and it's Van Scheppen. In the Haig. Haig tried to go backhand. Wide of the mark. So into the final 15 seconds here. Aussies with the numbers. Can't capitalize. Good defense by the All-Stars. Final 8 seconds. Panting. Panting takes it in. That shot goes in an angle covered, and the buzzer will go. And that will do it. 3 quarters are in the books. We'll be back. We'll give you an idea of who from the All will be at the World Indoor Championships when we come back. Welcome back as we get set for the fourth quarter, and joined here by Arena Lacrosse League President, founder, CEO, CFOO, and the Prez, Paul St. John. As Paul, I'm glad you came up here, and of course we have the World Indoor Box Championships taking place in Utica, New York, but there sure is a long list of affiliations with that tournament and guys from the Arena Lacrosse League that'll be participating. I'm going to let you handle it how you want to handle it as far as naming the names off, but I think there's certainly, warrants some recognition.
Well, Lance, I appreciate you having me back in the booth with you. We've had another good game here today. I know the score might not look like that, but these Aussies are playing terrific lacrosse, and they're going to be a force at the Worlds. We do have a bunch of players from the All That's Going. We have Patrick Corbett, J.J. Millen, Colin Jeffrey, head coach Adam Smith, who's coaching the Aussies, Brian Gillies. All those players from the All West, they're headed out to the Worlds, all right? In the All East, boy, it's just tons. We got Parker Pfeiffer, going to go play for Israel. Nick Dominko, Sam Haynes, Luke Lazarus, who didn't play this year with the All, maybe comes back next year. Alex Simons, Josh Jagori, Jake Gilmore. Goab Abrams playing for the USA, so he'll be on one of the top 4 teams, I think. When you look at the ratings. Ciron Costello, Tyler Colodella, Clancy Almas, another coach heading out that way. Kenori Renault, Mitch Zulian playing for Team Italy. I think I said Joe Hiltz, coach with Oshawa, is also coaching, so a bunch of coaches involved. Jeff Dowling, another coaching Team Ireland. Thomas McDonald, Seamus Shanahan, so I'm sure the Shannies will be down there watching. Jackson Hayner playing goal for Israel. And, I can't forget the most important guys. I know I talked about the players, but how about those referees? Simon DeSouza, Mac Abbott, Kyle Coulter, Sebastian Badeau. Now, if I forgot any of you out there, because I'm sure there's more, we have great representatives at the World. So thank you for asking.
Well, I think that's certainly just the amount of names that you have reiterated as Jordan Dance picked up his first of the game. Just the amount of names alone that are affiliated with the game at that level gives you some indication of what has been built here in the 7 years in the Arena Lacrosse League and how those branches are sort of spreading themselves out. And I mean, you have to be pretty proud of that. And I say that because really the Arena Lacrosse League after CLAX was really your baby, and it started from scratch. So, 7 years later, is it where you expected it to be?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? We knew from day one the talent, that's unavailable or not available, not playing in the NLL, whatever you want to say. We knew that, right? They needed a home. We created the home for them, and here we are. It's exciting. 7 years in, as you mentioned. I guess maybe we're technically 8 or 9 because of COVID. We're not going away, and I think you said that yesterday in the broadcast. We're here to stay, and we have an opportunity really to grow worldwide. I know I said U.S. yesterday, I know I said Alberta yesterday, but there's an opportunity because there's so much talent. Look at the Aussies have a ton, and wait till you start watching the Worlds next week, and you'll see the talent that's playing for a lot of the other countries. It's not only Canada and the U.S. anymore.
No,
and obviously the Indigenous team,
no,
right?
You're absolutely right. And so when we talk about that, of course, and speaking with the coaching staff, now I'm going to ask you, because you as a former coach and, a guy who watches probably more lacrosse than any average human being alive, and when I say to you, what are some of the differences that you've seen from this Aussie team yesterday and today? And I know they're facing a different team, different lineup, but have you seen some noticeable areas where you think that they've addressed?
Well, you know what? I talked to Adam Smith before the game, and Adam was very adamant that he was up 2 a.m. watching the games. So he adjusted. They were better in transition. They had great goaltending from Jeffrey in the first half, just fantastic. And it starts there, right? When you have a goalie who's playing as good as he was in the first half, you have a chance. And they were right in the game. I like their transition. I think their defense is really strong the way they pack it in. They don't overcommit. They don't chase too much, which is important when you get to the Worlds. You don't want to chase everybody around. You don't need to. All right? Let the offense come to you. If obviously you sag too deep and they're scoring outside shots, you got to push out. Adam knows that. I don't have to act like I'm a coach up here in the booth with you. It's exciting to watch this team. I think they're going to do well when they get to Utica.
Well, I think depending on their success, I think they've been very pleased with the results in being able to play against the caliber of the All-Stars. And I think they said to me the last time they were at the Worlds, I believe 2019, to prep for it, they came in, played a couple exhibition games, but they won both those games and found that that wasn't beneficial to their cause because it wasn't the caliber that they ended up playing in the World. So this at least gives them a better idea and a better feel. And I was talking to them and asked them really what is the biggest thing. And I spoke about this briefly in the first quarter, but their newest thing that they have to adjust to is the transition game. Apparently there's only one box facility in Australia, and it's got one door and it's a sliding bolt latch. So when they came here, they didn't realize how well the guys utilize the bench. So I just want to get your feedback on what you think. How important is the transition game now going into the Worlds for any team?
Oh, I think it's very, very important. I think every good team will score, on average, probably 3 transition goals a game. The real good ones maybe more, right? If you score less because your offense is so good, that's terrific. But you need to score in transition. You really do. So hopefully, when we watch what we watch, you'll see that, right? And the Aussies got better at it today. They did have a few breakaways in, I think, was the second quarter. They scored, I think, 1 or 2 goals on them on Lucas Coote, who was outstanding in the all goal. It is. I know we were just watching the play as we go as I'm speaking here, but the transition is, to me, it becomes probably the key part of a game.
Well, I'd like to allude to that as being the X factor, and you saw there that going in hard to then at Tyler Reynolds, and I think that Caleb Martin took a little exception to that. And I know that there may have been a couple instances where the All-Stars have been a little chippy, and I think that that's just because that's the nature of the way they play the game. And I think that when you talk about Caleb Martin, an all-star goaltender, you're talking about a guy who is very protective of his crease area, and that's why he would have reacted that way. That's just sort of a typical thing. And you talked about the goaltending, and, despite the score, Paul, you have to be impressed because these Arena Lacrosse League All-Stars, they've got some guys that really can shoot the ball well. Absolutely,
Lance. You're looking at Jordan Dance. Look at the power play that's out here. Jordan Dance, John St. John, Jake McNabb, Parker Pfeiffer, and Gareth Haig. I think amongst the 5 of them, they probably have, I'd have to look it up, probably 150 goals. So here's Jake McNabb shooting here. On one of them, we're talking about Jake. Look how he just shoots through a screen, bounce shot up the pipe. That's a tough save for any goalie. And I'm sure, Lucas Deschamps, in the Australian net, he's probably thinking, he hasn't faced that kind of shots before. Yeah, you can say, in practice when there's no one has pressure on you, you might see some shots like that. But here's a bona fide sniper like Jake McNabb shooting through bodies and picking corners. That's pretty impressive. So,
yeah.
It's great to see for them. I know after yesterday's game, they were a little discouraged, and I was, first one to say to them, don't get your heads up on this one because you're playing against a very good team. And the Arena Lacrosse League team today started again. They started slow. A lot of new faces trying to figure out each other, especially on offense, because it's a little tougher to do that. On defense, you can kind of become a unit a little bit quicker. But once they found their rhythm, it doesn't surprise me score-wise because they are that talented.
And we saw that yesterday, the same sort of thing as it looks like. So Ryan Haig's going to go for the late hit, going to be a goaltender interference that's going to go to Tyler Reynolds, and we'll play some 5-on-4 lacrosse. So I guess the extra 2 is going to go to, I guess, no one. We're 5-on-5 right now.
Yeah, we are 5-on-5. I think they did offset the penalties, and in the Worlds, with the rules, any offsetting penalties, they play 5-on-5, whereas in our league, we would play 4-on-4.
So thanks for clarifying that for sure. And I think that when you talk about this game here, I know that both teams are aware that it's a friendly and sometimes hard to ramp down the intensity, but you still have to figure that when you get on the world stage, no one's going to take it easy on anybody. So you're going to have to toughen up a bit. you're going to have to be disciplined for sure, because obviously special teams, when you get to that level, it makes a difference.
Yeah, it does, Lance. You're absolutely right. You've got to be ready, and you have to play. Now, I don't know the tie-breaking rules in the worlds, if goals for or goals against is the main tiebreaker, so you got to keep going, So there's a nice goal there by the Aussies. So you're in your group, and you don't want to take your foot off the gas, right? If that's the rule. If it is, then you might say, okay, let's pull back a little bit. But I like what I'm seeing with the Aussies. They've had pushback in the 2 games, and they're not quitting, and that's what they have to do here. Play it out till the end, and then carry that momentum. Forget the score. The score is really not important here. Carry the momentum into the Worlds. You're playing really good talent here. Like I would almost think that if we took one of these all teams or combined them and took them to the Worlds, we'd probably finish, around 4th or 5th. I don't, top 3 teams are the top 3 teams, but after that, you're playing against a high-caliber team. So take it for what it is, and hopefully take the positives more than the negatives.
Yeah, I mean, it says a lot when, there aren't a whole lot of Arena Lacrosse League players playing for Team Canada. That indicates that, you got to figure that if this is the second pool, that's a pretty impressive first pool. Although we both know that those pools are very closer in size than they may indicate. So I think when you look at the talent level here in the Arena Lacrosse League, you have to see that these guys are as close as you can get to being NLL players. Some guys, former NLL players, some guys are here just to play at the top level of their game. And that in itself is something to be said, because this is a passion sport. This isn't a sport that you're going to make $4 or $5 million playing. Doesn't matter if you're a pro or not. So these guys pay to play, and they play because they love it. And I think that's hats off to what you've managed to build in this 7 years and the opportunities that you've given a lot of these guys that they normally wouldn't have. That's
a great point, Lance. Again, we talk about how many players we've sent to the NLL. How many players that are NLL players that have come back after, it was near the end of their career, or they just didn't make it out of there. They had maybe a season or 2 and come back and played. A prime example would be a Mike Burke, who played in the NLL, ended up getting cut after a year, I think it was, came back to the All, redefined his game, and then went back and played another 3 or 4 years in the NLL. Right, so we get back some NLL players. So as much as I'm very excited and happy and say, yeah, we've sent 200 to the NLL, we've had some come back, and we've had some sent to us, I guess. Von Harris would be another example, who's really trying to redefine his game to get one more crack at the can.
Well, I brought that up to you because no one knows the league personnel better than you do, and the opportunities. I think that when I get a chance to mix and mingle with these guys prior to games or in between games or when games are done, I really to find out what it is that attracts them and keeps them coming back, because like we said before, people said you're going to charge guys to play, they're never going to pay. And we've certainly proven that not to be the case. And so you talk to these guys and you say, so what is so attractive about the league? And you hear them talk really about, you hear the young guys talk about being able to play with some of the older guys they watched, right? And then you talk about the younger guys saying, I want to learn something from the older guys that's going to help me get to that next level.
Yeah, it's fun to watch the young guys that come back from NLL tryouts, and they're so full of, I won't say the P word on thing, but in vinegar. They think that they should have been in the NLL, and they come back and they want to be the star on the all team, and they give me the ball. I want you got to give me the ball. I got to be the guy. I got to be this. I got to be that. And they get on a team and they realize, man, I'm not the best player on this team. There's some pretty good talent on this team, and they learn, because now they start watching the talent and they start thinking to themselves, okay, maybe this player can teach me something. And we're seeing that on almost all 8 teams, right? So it is good. They recognize it, and they're not all of a sudden about themselves. They become a team player, and they learn what might help them get to the next level.
Well, with that, and just to expand on that point a little bit more, is St. John, good quick stick. Hard to do a quick stick from that far out, and impressive in itself. But I think a lot to do with the success of the league has to do with the fact that at St. John, I mean, you're not going to do a whole lot with that there. So that's really just a mercy play. But when you talk about this league and what it brings, you have to talk about the low turnaround of the coaches in the league. And that a majority of the coaches in this league who will say there's no paycheck involved with what they do. They do it for the love of the game and for the guys. But the coaching staff for the teams, a majority of them have been with the Arena Lacrosse League since its inception 7 years ago, and heading into the 8th season, they're back again. So that says a lot, too, about the caliber of play here in this league.
Yeah, the coaches are second to none. They really, they're amazing. They do it on their own dime. They're not looking for handouts. They do it like you and I do it. They love the game, right? We all like to get rich. You said it yesterday, how many actually are getting rich off this? Maybe one or two. We do it because we love it. We created it because we love it. The coaches do it because they love it. The assistant coaches do it because they love it. And it's, for me personally, I struggle sometimes because I think everyone should get something, right? So you do some little things. You buy some golf shirts, or you put nice uniforms on the players, or you do something special for the referees, and hope that they realize that, hey, it's not the world. I'm not going to get $1 million, but at least they're thinking of me, right? And that's why I mentioned earlier with the Worlds, the guys that are going to the Worlds, the referees sometimes they don't get recognized, and they should.
Well, and you know what? When you talk about the officials, just like the coaches, I mean, very easy for coaches to say, you know what, this is too much of a commitment for me. I got a family, and I'm going to move on. But you really get the coaches. Some of them travel from great distances to come. A lot of times, with it being a winter league, the weather plays into things. So those things, you yourself, we've got teams from Oshawa, Peterborough that sometimes have to travel across the horseshoe to play on the Six Nations reservation, and in Oakville and in Brampton here. So that kind of commitment really says a lot about that. But the officials who are graded on their performance, who have to answer to, a higher power and saying, you did this right or this right, and go through the scrutiny, they're the three out there that have to be perfect at all times. And without video replay, I mean, a lot of pressure on them.
Well, you're absolutely. And you know what? And you talked about the players and the NLL connection stuff. We have 8 officials on our roster that are NLL officials as well, and they're trying to get to be full-time NLL officials. So they're on the cusp. So they're using the ALL as a development for them as well. So it's a win-win for everybody. It is something that, when we talk to Don Koharski, the referee-in-chief for the NLL, like Don's proud of the fact that he can have guys come back to our league and work. And he'll call me up and say, Paul, I need this official to work on that or this or that. Can you keep an eye on them? Can you report back to me? And we have a great relationship that way.
Well, that's vital. When you talk about Don Koharski, of course, longtime NHL referee, and he's been in the business as long as anyone, quite frankly, and his ability to assess the talent and know areas that they need to improve on, or when calls are missed and when good calls are made, it's a fraction of a second. That's all they have to work with. We're spoiled up here in the booth. We can get a replay or two, and but they don't have that luxury. So sometimes a little tough on them, but all around, when you look at the way things have gone here, and I want to ask you really, so a 2-game series, is this something as far as an internationally friendly goes that may be in the future for the Arena Lacrosse League?
I don't know. I think it's something that we could think of. I think, again, when we know that the Worlds are coming, we could probably put word out instead, like Adam Smith I mentioned yesterday came to us. Maybe we put word out that, we're more than willing to put a team together or 2 teams together and play some exhibition games, and, actually my wife of all people, Antonella, says to me, why don't you put together a team and maybe ask the NLL if they need teams, an exhibition game or whatever, and stuff. And it's fun to hear that because, it tells me that not only are you and I would be thinking, our families are, right? So, kudos to Antonella for the message. I'm not sure if the NLL would do something with us, but, we can always put teams together for exhibition games.
Well, I think the supporting cast, and that's the family and friends, see the dedication and time and the commitment that's put in, and you certainly go above and beyond. And sometimes when I tell you, you really only need to do 2 jobs and you're doing 10 at the same time. So, that's just the nature of the beast. But she sees it even more than I do, and I think that she understands the caliber of, based on the work that you're putting in, the caliber of the product that we're putting on the carpet and how it's gotten better every year. And this year, of course, in the Arena Lacrosse League, first time there was a repeat champion.
Yeah.
And with 8 teams, that tells you a whole lot about what's going on, that every team has won a championship in a league that's very difficult to win a championship in. And I think sometimes that gets underestimated until you come down and play and see these guys, as you can see that display there. And the difference between the Arena Lacrosse League All-Stars in the first quarter and in the fourth quarter, almost night and day.
Yeah, I think, we're seeing here now, like the Arena Lacrosse League team has seen that Australia's, they're at the end of the game, and so I said this yesterday, you never like to see the score get piled on, especially in a friendly, right? But I'm sure, again, this is one game for the Arena Lacrosse League. A lot of the guys that aren't playing in the Worlds, so they want to take opportunities. They have parents and fans at home and parents in the building today, and they want to get. When I said that about Jonah Beanham yesterday, I don't think he ended up getting one, but they want to impress their family as well, right?
Well, again, it's the commitment that they make to the sport and that their family appreciates, and they follow them along. And don't kid yourselves, because you made up both these 2 teams, and the selection process that you went through, there were a number of guys to choose from. So to narrow it down just to 2 teams, I mean, that says a lot. So these guys have got to be flattered that they were selected. And maybe you can tell me, of the number of guys that you invited, how many accepted the invite?
Well, like I said, we had picked 2 teams. We could have picked a lot more. You just said it. We sent the invites. It was by invitation. It wasn't like, hey, first come, first serve, whoever wants to play plays. We did invite. And, if people declined, we went to the next person and the next person. So we had some young players that couldn't get off, they had college lacrosse and stuff, couldn't get away. Some had jobs or responsibility. We've had a couple of the veterans that had to decline, on game day because of kids. I do want to send a shout out to Lane Smith, whose daughter was sick yesterday, so he couldn't play. And
running through the family, so hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, and we were lucky that Curtis Ward jumped in and said, live close by and came in and played very well for us. So again, that shows you the talent in its own, right? But no, we're excited, Lance. And, there's a women's game coming up after this one at 7 o'clock. And the Aussie women are a very good team. So I'm not sure, the all women, we call it the Wall East. I'm sure they'll put on a good show for us too. But I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out.
Well, we're heading to the final minute here of this game, and final minute of this international friendly series between the Arena Lacrosse League. And I want to thank League President Paul St. John for giving us the time and the insight, not just today but yesterday as well, and all the hard work that you've put in for that, and certainly for my jersey that I've got that I'll be sporting hard. And I appreciate that, but appreciate what you've done. And if you don't get a lot of thank yous, because sometimes you don't, I think that these guys out here are very appreciative of the hard work and dedication that you do on a yearly basis.
Thank you, Lance. I appreciate you for having me.
25 seconds here, and St. John will just work it around, and they'll get in tight. Shot clock will go. Final possession of the game will belong to Team Australia, and you figure that heading into the Worlds, there'll be a better team for it, as they'll call a late timeout with just under 8 seconds to go here in this game. So we want to remind you, stick around. The women, or the Wall All-Stars, will set to hit the carpet. They will take on Team Australia, the women as well, and this international friendly series will wrap up with our 7 o'clock game. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back. Clock's been readjusted to 9.9 seconds. So a second added on. See if the Aussies got one last bit of steam here. Last opportunity to go down positive. Taking it in. Shot, and it's stopped as Caleb Martin, and not the note we wanted to end it off on, that's for sure, as going hard to the net was Anson Carter. And just got to make sure that Caleb Martin, who went down hard, is going to be okay. I think he may have bent that knee the wrong way, and there's 2.9 seconds left. We're just going to wait and see what happens here, but I'm not quite sure that that was the best route to go for the last play of the game, but that's going to do it for the buzzer, and that's going to wrap it up for the men's side of this international friendly. Team Australia against the Arena Lacrosse League All-Stars, 21-6 the final. Yesterday it was 22-12. So very close. Some adjustments made by the Aussies, but more adjustments made by the Arena Lacrosse All-Stars. And we want to remind you one more time, stick around. It'll be the women's version. The Wall All-Stars taking on Team Australia, 7 p.m. scheduled start time on behalf of the crew here. Stick around. We'll be back. The men's side.